We are in yet another Airbnb. This one is beautiful, as you can kind of see behind me. I can see a sliver of the ocean out there. It's only blocked by trees that are straight in front of me. It's gorgeous here. But what I want to talk about primarily today is revelation, insight, tension I've been living in about being a pilgrim, about being a foreigner. How do I participate? How do I steward this role as somebody who was called here, yet isn't better than the people who weren't called here? I'm not bringing anything. I don't have anything special that's Jake or Wit, or even Jake and Wit, or even on our team. And one of the tensions is actually videos like this. I want to include you. I think it's really important. I actually had a word that there are more who are called to this mission than were called to get on the plane. And what that means to me is that some people were called to financially support us, which is huge to have that. Some people are called to intercede for us, to pray to contend for us, which is huger. and there are some people who are just called to like be blessed by what's happening here because they notice their heart is engaged in what's happening, but they didn't feel that they were to, kind of drop everything and move. They had their own mission, right, where they were. And so I want to be reporting back. At the same time, I'm learning a lot about this culture here, the place here. I'm walking into a place with a deep, rich, long history, and I'm the newcomer. I'm the outsider. I'm not the savior, right, for this place. And so I'm learning that there's a history here of disappointment, of outsiders coming in, of foreigners coming in with big ideas and big plans, and falling into the temptation of kind of using the people here to promote their own agenda or ministry or selves. That, to be frank, that there's a lot of people that come here and they go into a township and they take pictures of the devastation. It's shocking. It's shocking when you go into a township. When you see it from the outside, it is shocking. And so there is a temptation. I want to capture this in the same way that a shocking, beautiful view or a shocking encounter with an animal or, any of those things inspire you to take a photo. And then we have this natural tendency to want to put it on social media. But there's this like gut check here that we're living with of, well, then the people, those are actual people, those are their actual homes. It's not just some shocking image to display out to the world. So am I called to it? Am I stewarding this call properly? And so you'll notice Whit and I have not posted. We've kind of had some conversations behind the scenes, and if you follow us, what you've seen is our family. You've seen us talking about our call. You've seen us talking about the joy that we're having here, the difficulties that we are facing living here, finding a home. But so far not too much of the people and the places that we see that are more shocking. Because we feel we're called to serve in those places and be part of what's going on there, and we want to put a strict guard against that. And so what we've sort of, that tension, right? So on one hand, I don't want to be posting about the person that we prayed for and they got breakthrough, because I don't want that breakthrough to become something less sacred and just like a tool for engagement on social media. So anyway, in navigating this, we've decided that we're gonna really lean heavily on the newsletter and the Facebook group, Rails on Mission. So it's not actually going out to just abroad. Anyone can see this. It is people who have enough heart for what we're doing, or for us individually, that they have taken the action to be part of our lives and involved in it. And we want to honor those people also. So we're kind of honoring the people here and honoring you, and trying to live in that tension, which we know is kingdom, because kingdom's always tension, right? Does God always heal, or does he sometimes not heal? Do you pray for healing? Do you pray for peace? That's the tension, right? And so we know we're on track with something big here. And I just want to say, we are seeing God move powerfully. We're having deep connections with people. We're having amazing interactions with people. We're not really blasting social media with all that. We're trying to like keep it sacred where it is. But I just want you to know your prayers are working. Your contributions are making an impact that we weren't even planning to start yet. We thought we were going to spend this first month just sort of like trying to get our feet under us, which turned into longer because we don't really have a home until February 1st. But we thought, oh yeah, this front end time will be for us to just sort of build our foundation. But God wasn't on our timeline. He wanted to move. And so stuff is happening already. Pieces are falling into place. We're having some deep and very connected relationships here that are already just melting my heart for this place, and Witt's as well. Additionally, this idea of being a pilgrim, like what is it? We've also been struggling with this idea of what is it that we're here to do. So if I'm not here to bring some sort of like special Jake power that comes and sets South Africa free, if Witt's not coming to bring some sort of Witt power, if we're just being obedient and coming here, what is going on? How do we really honor the mission that God sent us on? Anything that we do here, any actions we take, we could do anywhere. And so we could have just stayed home and done those actions. And I think actually many of the people watching this video are probably called to do those actions in their own home, and we're not called to go. And so we're trying to navigate this because we've not been called to go before. This is new for us. We've always been the ones at home saying, okay, we're going to take care of business here. We're going to pray. We're going to support financially. We're going to do this stuff for the ones that are sent. And this is kind of our first, like, okay, you guys go. So in looking at that, I read and wrote about Psalm 84, and it talks about a pilgrim walking through a valley that is dry. And it has this kind of double meaning because in the natural, when the time of the year that the pilgrims would walk through this valley, it would rain and there would be puddles in some place that was pools. It says there are pools that would form in a place that is notoriously dry, and it's a huge blessing. And actually, the author uses the same Hebrew word for blessing. It means blessing and pool, so it's like definitely intentional that it's that way. But also it's referring to the spiritual, that the pilgrim is the pilgrim's not walking through that valley to bless it. The pilgrim is walking through that valley because it's seeking the Lord. It's going after presence. It's trying to go that direction. And the springs are appearing. And that's what really just kind of wrecked me as I was reading that with insight. I mean, it wrecked me in a really good way. I just had a lot of clarity that it's not like they brought water and then made blessing. They didn't bring like pitchers of blessing and make blessing. There's nothing unique about me that is going to come to South Africa, or South Africa is going to be like, yes, Jake came, But at the same time, there are stories in the Bible where people are praying and contending. They're providing the decades of tears, the intimate upward relationship with the Lord. Where are you? Come rescue us. We want breakthrough. We're looking for the big breakthrough. And it doesn't come until a foreigner or pilgrim or prophet enters the land. Not that the prophet causes it. It's like sort of a symbiotic relationship. But the presence of the prophet is a catalyst for something that is breakthrough in this place. I'm not a prophet. I'm just saying that's the way the stories were, that a foreigner, someone from an outsider comes in, and it's a catalyst for this transformation. And so Whit and I are seeing that. We're getting clarity that it's like, no, the hard work's been done here long before we arrive, for decades. And ministries are being built, prayers are being put up to the Lord, work is being done, relationships are being formed, mindsets are being transitioned long before we ever thought about coming out here, and they've got nothing to do with us. However, we carry something because we're only here for one reason. God called us here. And so we're here seeking presence. We're like the pilgrims. We're not trying to bring blessing to South Africa as our number one mission. We're trying to say yes to the invitation of the Lord as our number one mission. And in that action, what I was seeing in Psalm 84 is that blessing comes to the land. And so that's what's got me really excited. And also, kind of as my last little piece here, what I wanted to thank you guys for, especially the people who have been sowing into this financially. If we were here hustling to pay rent and hustling to make sure Maverick could get into school, we would not be available for the Lord seeking, the relationship building, the various people that we've met. we would be busy. Our busyness would be preventing us from, being the catalyst that I believe that we're called to be. So thank you. What you are purchasing primarily for us is time freedom, that we have a big capacity to say yes. That when we hear that there's a men's group in a village where the men are ex-gang members and recovering from drug addiction, and they're just having a random meeting on a Wednesday night, hey, could you drive the 90 minutes, 60 minutes to arrive there, stay until way after you go to sleep, and then drive back home? Yes, the answer is yes, because I have the time freedom to say yes. I get to go there, I get to meet those guys, I get to minister there, be ministered to, I get to have that connection and be that catalyst. Same thing for Wit. Could you drive out to this place? Could you be here for these women, for these children? They're doing this event, and then yes, Wit gets to go meet with those women and participate in that. Could you coach the volleyball team in Massey right here? Like, could you help out with what they're doing? That's a yes. And that's a big one for me, very recognizable for me, because I have been asked to coach volleyball on a monthly basis for 30 years. It has been nonstop since I graduated from high school, probably even in high school. And most of the time the answer is no, because coaching volleyball is a big time commitment, and I haven't had the time freedom to say yes to doing that. And so I can really see the Lord on that, like, wow, look at the time freedom you have to actually say yes to this and fill this time. Even Jeremy just reached out yesterday, hey, Hope Africa, we need some computer work done, some formatting for this vocational training course that we're giving away for free through another organization called Living Hope that's gonna reach thousands in townships. Do you have the time to help us format these documents, have it be, prepared properly to go out? Yes, I do have that time freedom. And so that's been, I think, the main thing that we've been guided toward and permitted to do, thanks to you, to steward this role as a pilgrim, as a foreigner, an outsider coming into a place that already has a deep, rich relationship with the Lord, that the Lord already loves long before we arrived, is that we have been able to say yes to things, to stay open to coffees that turn into relationships, to we're like wrapping up dinner, we're like done, and then we meet the person that wants to talk for another hour. Yes, we can talk for another hour. Yes, we can be at this meeting. Yes, we can go to this. Yes, we can come pray with you in this way. It's an incredible ministry of yes. And it really does require this time freedom, and we're so grateful to have it. And so I just wanted to put that out there, partly as a thank you, partly as a little bit of encouragement for you, whatever your mission is, whatever it is that you're working on, wherever you're feeling the Lord's nudge, that, check for your role and steward your role in that. And if it is something like that, if you're an outsider coming into something, whether it's a nation or, a group, just a Bible study, it could be, right? But if you're the outsider coming in, you could be the catalyst, you could be the pilgrim that Psalm 84 is referring to. You could be the catalyst of the blessing, of the breakthrough. And in the blog, I go into more detail, but basically the way it was revealed to me to steward that is to not be in a hurry, to not be busy, to have the time to learn what the people that have been there for decades have already been doing, to understand that momentum, the time to just connect, to listen to stories, the time to wait on God rather than jump in with the relationship killing phrase, you should just start a business. You can't find any work. You should just let's get that out of the relationship. We learned that from someone who's been here for quite a while. So anyway, that's the encouragement I want to give to you is just check on that. If you find the areas where you are a pilgrim, either, this video can inspire you to just take it slow in those areas, that he's the God who's never late. He's the on-time God, that he's on time. You've got the time. The urgency is fake. It's a lie that's being whispered in your ear. But also, if you want to see more specifically, I think I did like 5 or 6 sort of revelations that I had about how to steward that role for myself. And they're in the blog, which is likely linked to the same email where you're seeing this. if not, I'm happy to help you find it. Anyway, really am just grateful for all of you. Grateful for the prayers, grateful for the monthly donations, grateful for the one-time donations. It's all making a big difference. We're about $1,900 short of what keeps us sustainable here. We're good for right now. We serve an on-time God, and we know we're going to be good. But in case God's nudging you in that way, we're about $1,900 a month short of being sustainable over a long period of time, and that's to fill gaps in both rent and Maverick School are kind of the expenses we're looking to get support on. All the other stuff, food, cars, insurances, that we put aside some money for that, so we're handling all that. But we would love to have that support. So if that's you, if you feel that call, we would love it. You can't even imagine how grateful we are every time we see, oh, someone had $20. It's not only the money, like what it could buy, it's buying power. It's also the tangible glimpse of someone believing in us and reassuring that we did hear God right to come here. So we appreciate it. We appreciate you. And I'll keep you posted as stuff comes up. Thanks so much.